Hey guys, so today it's day 16 of Road to Grandmaster, right? And we're back into analysis of adjourned position, right? And this is the game today, right? So this game was played between Pisakis versus Yusupov, right? So look at it. Let's look at it. Let's take a look at this position. So the advantage is with white, right? Who has an extra pawn, right? And black pieces, right? Yusupov only had a few seconds left on his clocks, right? So that's why white pieces, almost without thinking, and made a move, right? So yeah, so playing on the opponent's time trouble in better positions, it's a serious error. Yeah, it's a serious error. So let's see. So you make the white pieces make the unfortunate move rook c4, which is a mistake, right? So black pieces found a very nice move, c5, using the spin, right? So rook captures, basically force. Rook captures. You can't take with the pawn because there's a pin, so you have to take with the queen. Alright, and after takes is move 40, so the time control had been passed. So this position, Yusupov play queen takes h3. Good move. So in this position, first question: what path should white choose? Alright, we can probably answer these questions both by calculation and by evaluation. So it was established in analysis that queen takes a7 is a good move. After queen takes g4, knight b3. Alright, you can play queen takes a7 or knight b3 first. Both will be transposed to the same line. Then queen takes a7. Sorry. Yeah, this position. So queen takes a7, it's a good move here. After queen takes g4, we play knight b3, good move, defending the d pawn. And this actually led to a forced draw. Right, the knight on b3 sealed the king from checks and protects the d4 pawn, right, which also protects the king. White intends to advance the past a pawn. Alright, so then we follow h5, a4, h4, a5, h3, a6, king h7, good move. Alright, because if you play h2, then check, we take a pawn like this. So wait, so after king h7 and then queen b8 or queen b7, doesn't really matter. She takes d4, and takes d4, queen takes a7, then and then black gets the perpetual check. So this position, knight c6 is not a great move, not very accurate, because after queen g4, queen a7, right, we play d5 and queen takes f5. So takes, queen f5, right, h5, knight e5 is not so good. So queen takes f5. Right, so in this position, what? Alright, this move actually leaves white a choice between a difficult minor piece ending with queen c5. Alright, and after queen e6, check. d5, queen e2, threatens checkmate, knight d4, queen f2, check here, and then takes, king g6, and black's definitely better, right? Because white pawn is not connected. And a bishop is simply better than knight, you know, better than defending. Also, black's pass pawn is connected, so definitely black's better. His king is also more active. So, or after this move, sorry, not this move. So after, yeah, so after queen takes f5, right, and a difficult ending with knight e7 check. Takes, queen d5 check. b3. Right, king or king a1 is no better, so b3, g5. Right, h5. If h5, white should not play queen c5 here, because after takes, then king f8. He defends this pawn and he pushes this pawn. So instead, a4 is better, and the plan is we wait. He can't push h1, then we wait for g5, then we play queen c5. Right now, if takes, pawn takes, king f. Sorry. Now if takes, king f8 is no good because of a5, and then white wins. So in this position, g5, a4. Right, again queen c5, then takes, king f8. So sorry, g5. Yeah. So if queen, so in this position, so g5. Okay. So if a4, then maybe there's queen takes d4. So queen c5, queen g2. Yeah. Now we've seen this, right? So check, and g4, and yeah, and then black is better. His pawn is, he can promote his pawn faster, I guess. So in this position, right after queen takes h3, this is a great move, and this is not so great, right? This and queen takes a7 and knight b3 stuff. It's the best move for this position. But in this position, white pieces decided to play d5. Right, simply want to push his pawn, right? And this move is actually a bad move. Right, and now queen takes g4, d6. Queen takes a7 and h5 is completely bad. Right, so d6. Right. So in this position, there's many moves here. So let's try. First, let's try if we force a queen trade. Not force a queen trade, but try to trade the queen with queen d4. Takes. And there's some quite interesting variation here. Knight c6. If knight c6, then bishop f6, knight takes a7. If d7, then h5, queen, then we push. Then the knight cannot stop this pawn. So knight takes a7, h5, b4, h4, b5, h3. In this position is a brilliant move. Bishop d8 looks nice to stop this pawn, right? If knight c6, then h3 takes, and then we promote, and then okay, checks, and queen d6. Right, we can't take this pawn because of knight c6. Alright, and of course it's if d7 here. Okay, then we promote, and followed by queen d5. Then we win this pawn. But the problem with bishop d8 is there's this move knight c8. Now if you go h3, b6, takes, king f8, and now there comes this brilliant move, f6, takes, and there's two moves here, knight d5 or knight d7, it's same, and then check, knight g4, and we stop the pawn. And if king f8, then again b6. Right now f6 is not good because of g5, d7, h3, and then queen d5 check. Then we take the pawn. So b6 takes king here, and now again f6 is not so great because of g5. So a4, h3, push. Alright, and then in this position, yeah, you can give some checks, but whites just want to make the queen's next move, and you can't stop it. So this is just a draw with perpetual check. And yeah, that's why h3 is in this position. h3 is the only move. Bishop d8 seems good for human, but it's not. It's actually not winning. So h3 is the move here. b2, queen, queen, and then king h7. And now just queen a1 check threats. And after king b3, then we check and take the queen. So let's say you move your queen away, you checks, and checkmate. Right, if you move your knight, the same thing, checkmate. Alright, so let's say you keep your queen on the b file with like queen b5, let's say, and then we go checks. Alright, queen c3 also works, it's the same thing. Forces king to a2, and then check. And then we win the knight. Alright, that's a long analysis. So, yeah. So in this position, actually queen d4. After knight here, e4. Sorry, and then okay, in this position, instead of knight c6, like there's bishop f6 and black's better. So the move here is actually king d3, and then white actually saves the game because it's bring his king to defend the pawn. Right, king c4, bishop b6. Right, so king c2, king d3, and then king e4. Then he defend the pawn. So yeah, and that's why queen d4 is not the most accurate one. Alright, an attack on b2 is premature. Right, for example, queen e2, knight c4. White intends to play queen d5, so we play queen d3, and then knight e5. So after d6, a cold-blooded advance of the h-pawn with h5 proved to be the strongest alternative. Right, because after queen d5, now you go queen d4, and you have an extra tempo of this pawn. If knight c4 is the same thing. Right, because black gets a free tempo of h-pawn after queen d4. So let's see. If let's say d7, yeah. Now I go queen d1, queen c8, king h7, and yeah, black simply better because there's no counterplay for white. Alright, so it's yeah, black's just winning. So let's see. White pieces choose to play knight c6 in the game, right? But then the attack on b2 gained in strength. Queen e2, queen b4. If knight d4, then queen d2, and then okay, black's just better. It's the same thing. So queen b4, queen d3. Right, queen d2 is a good move to prevent knight d5. Alright, so queen c5. Alright, or let's say knight e7 check. So you prevent knight e5. So let's say queen b8. Okay, queen c4 check. So queen c5 will slow in the game. And with king h7, it's not the most accurate one. Queen d2 is actually stronger. Let's see, king h7, knight b4. But okay, white pieces is in time trouble right now, so it's okay to make some small mistake. So king h7 was played in the game. Knight b4, queen d2, and now white loses the b pawn, but in compensation he sees the important d5 square. Sorry, this is mate e1. So yeah, so king d3, queen d4. Actually black pieces was preparing a blunder here, which is queen d4, but at the last moment he noticed that after takes, then knight d5, stopping bishop b6 and bishop f6, and you simply can't defend the pawn. So if black's lost this way, it's really painful. Yeah, and that's why of course he didn't play this move. He played queen d2. Alright, so when the position becomes a lot of sharper, king b3, good move, takes, king a4, queen e2. It's also possible if you play queen e5. Alright, queen e5 is actually stronger. Okay, queen e2, queen d5 was played in the game. Knight d5 also deserves consideration. Okay, now h4, and queen takes f7 was played in the game, which is a mistake. d7 was necessary. After which black pieces intended to play queen h5, good move. After queen, bishop d8, queen d8, h3, f6, good move. h2, f takes g7, king takes g7, queen d4 checks. The outcome of the contest is still unclear. However, white pieces simply did not have enough time for these variations. Yeah, the idea is like here, I guess. The idea of f6 is trying to expose the king. Like this. Right, that's like the when you are losing in a losing endgame, you're trying to have some perpetual check. So, but unfortunately, white didn't find it and play queen takes f7, and now just completely winning after check. Then we take the pass pawn, which takes the only hope or last hope of white pieces. Queen h5 check. Knight d5 is like same thing, nothing changed. So queen h5, king g8. Yeah, now if you don't have a pressure check, so we simply block. So okay, here and now a5. After a5, white lost on time. Yeah, so this is a very nice lesson, right? Don't play on opponent's time trouble, especially in such better position. You're up a pawn, and white's up a pawn. So yeah, and then he simply got punished. Got his thoughtlessness got punished like this. Alright, and then suddenly black is better, right? He went back to the material, right? And then yeah, and then after takes, queen takes h3, and I think white adjourned at this position, which is also not a great decision, because after he still did the move d5 and then adjourned the position, and d5 is a mistake. So he should have adjourned at this position and then still the move queen takes d5, and then go back home, analyze the position, and then he still have many chances to hold a draw, but he decided to adjourn at this moment, at this position, and steal a mistake, which is d5, and then okay, black managed to win this game like this. Right, and then there's the last chance for him to play d7. He didn't find it, and then black takes off his only hope. He simply like checks and chop off his pawn. Simply chop off this pawn, and then okay, Now it's just easy win. Right, and then white even lost on time. So yeah, okay, so that's the game. Hope you enjoy it. Alright, and tomorrow I have a tournament, a federated classical tournament. Right, the tournament is Commonwealth Malaysia, right, in Malacca. So maybe I'll do some recap from start from tomorrow. So alright, just stay tuned. Hope you enjoy. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.